Good evening, commissioners and guests. Please rise for the first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Tonight, the invocation is given by Commissioner Perna.
Dear God, thank you for enabling us to gather here this evening. May our leaders and future leaders of this county have meaningful discussions to deal with different challenges that are facing our county. And may we all come together on a common ground when we have different opinions. In the name of the Lord, amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Perna. Item 4 is I'll need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Support.
Motion by Hall, supported by Commissioner Van Sickle. Any discussion on the adoption of the agenda? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Item 5, I need a motion to approve the minutes dated November 23rd, 2022.
So moved, Perna.
Support Van Sickle.
Any discussion on the minutes? Any changes or additions? Seeing none, all those please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Item 6 is public participation. This is the first opportunity for anyone in the public who wishes to speak in any item on the agenda. At the end of the agenda, there'll be another opportunity to speak in any item you wish. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard? You have 3 minutes. Anyone from the public wish to be heard?
Yes,
One more. Please stand up and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Limarise Falata, and I'm here with David Ellis. We are helping the community through community mental health, and he is the owner of Stabilicare, which is a full-service adult foster care for residential living, semi-independent, behavioral management. And I would like to give him a few moments to explain exactly what he does and how he can save the county an exorbitant amount of money. And we were finally able to rectify a little stumbling block because we were approved the contract through community mental health, and should be able to resolve that by tomorrow.
Yes.
But I think it's important that the commissioners hear how much money can actually be saved and what is going on currently with the crisis we have with community
Excuse me,
mental health.
ma'am. This item is not on the agenda, so we can have you speak to this at the end of the agenda when we get
Oh,
a
I'm
separate
sorry.
public participation. All right?
I thought you said for public works.
Thank you. And then you need to speak separately too, rather than having you two combined. Anyone else that wishes to speak at any item on the agenda tonight? Anybody from the public want to speak at any item on the agenda this evening? There'll be another opportunity at the end. Seeing none, we'll close public participation. Item 7 are proclamations. We've got proclamations for our 3 outgoing commissioners.
If you guys don't vote yes, I'm going to hunt you down.
I need a motion to approve these.
Second by Perna.
Very good. We're going to vote and approve these, and then I'll go down and present them. All those, please vote.
Is this a mandatory vote?
Motion passes 12-0.
After every election cycle, there's usually a turnover on the board, and we have commissioners who have served this county well go on to other pursuits. And we have 3 commissioners that are leaving our board this term. And the one who couldn't join us today because she went on to join the township board in Clinton Township, Julie Matuzak, was here. But she was a very good commissioner that worked with all of us very well. And we have a certificate here, a resolution that I'd like to read. Whereas the Macomb County Board of Commissioners would like to commend Julie Matuzak for her representing the residents of Clinton Township during her term as County Commissioner. Whereas Julie Matuzak has served the citizens of Macomb County and the residents of her district with devotion, distinction, and integrity as a member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners for almost one term, during which she compiled a record of achievements as a spokesperson for and on behalf of all the people of the county, and specifically her district, District 12. Whereas in November of 2020, Julie Matuzak was elected to District 12 County Commissioner for the 2021-22 term. During her term, Julie Matuzak served chair of the Older Adult Advisory Committee, vice chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, and a board representative on the Area on Aging, 1B, and an alternate representative on the Health Department Hearing Board. Julie Matuzak also served as chair of the Regional Partnership for Water Infrastructure, which was created as an outcome of the 2021 Tri-County Summit. Julie led this group in establishing a framework for dealing with a wide range of water infrastructure challenges facing southeastern Michigan, and in crafting the desired goals that will result in sound resolutions of a successful future. Whereas Julie Matuzak also spends a great deal of her time working for the Macomb Cultural and Economic Partnership, where she serves as president, Green Michigan, where she serves as board secretary, and the Clinton River Watershed Council, where she is a member. Whereas Julie Matuzak has remained committed to her promise to community improvement by involving in community activities, including being a Clinton Township Roads Planning Subcommittee, as well as a Clinton Township Inclusive Playground fundraising, and adopt a road cleanup on Farrington Road, planting trees at the Prince Drury Park. As a devoted public servant, Julie Matuzak has made substantial contributions to the betterment of her community. She plans to continue these efforts for the residents of Clinton Township for her next elected role as Clinton Township trustee. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of Commissioners, speaking for and on behalf of all the county residents, by these follows, that the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby publicly commends and acknowledges and expresses gratitude to Julie Matuzak for serving the residents of Macomb County as engaged and dedicated member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners. Be it further resolved that a suitable copy of this proclamation be presented to Julie Matuzak in testimony of her high esteem in which she was held by this Board of Commissioners. And this is signed by myself as board chair. So we'll present this to Julie when at the appropriate time, and she couldn't join us tonight, but again, she's a very capable, conscientious public servant, and she's going to be missed. The next is our fellow Jeff Farrington. Jeff, you're an outstanding state legislator and excellent commissioner. You brought wisdom to this board in terms of your background and experience. And we also have a similar recognition for you, and I will read this. Whereas the Macomb County Board of Commissioners would like to commend Jeff Farrington for representing the residents of Utica and the portions of Shelby Township for one term as County Commissioner. Whereas Jeff Farrington served the citizens of Macomb County and the residents of his district with devotion, distinction, and integrity as a member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners for one term, during which he compiled a record of achievements as spokesperson for and on behalf of the people of the county, and specifically those of his District 6. Whereas Jeff Farrington was elected as County Commissioner in November of 2020 for the 2021-22 term. During his term, Jeff served as chair of the Public Services Committee and was one of Macomb County delegates to the Southeastern Michigan Council of Governments, or SEMCOG. Whereas his dedication to serving the community went beyond the role as commissioner. Jeff Farrington was an entrepreneur and businessman before joining the board and brought with him over 30 years of his leadership experience. He began a career in recruiting and staffing industry. He was vice president of the national firm and then started and subsequently sold and now owns his own professional recruiting and staffing company, and was the CEO of a mid-sized CPA firm. Jeff Farrington served as state representative for the State House of Representatives for 6 years, representing Utica, Shelby, and Sterling Heights, where he chaired the House Committee chaired the House Committee on Tax Policy. He also made finance, tax, and policy and banking his legislative priorities. As a state representative, he earned honors of a multiple of organizations, including Legislator of the Year from the Small Business Association of Michigan, Legislative Impact Award from the Michigan Association of CPAs, and Legislator of the Year Award from the Michigan Manufacturers Association, and Economic Impact Award from the Michigan Bankers Association. Whereas Jeff Farrington always shared his experience with both public and private sectors to make Macomb County the best place to live, work, and raise a family, using his skills in leadership, mentoring, budgeting, organizational development, strategy, and finance, he always made certain that Macomb County was served with a sound physical voice. Whereas in addition to his professional background and his roles on the board, Jeff Farrington currently serves as the area president for Focus CFO, a regional firm that provides part-time CFOs for small businesses. His passion and commitment to fiscal responsibility and sound budgeting, a willingness to discuss the tough questions presented to the board, and support small business have made a substantial contribution to the Board of Commissioners and to the community. He has maintained a goal of always ensuring that the county government operates efficiently and transparently and responsibly. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of Commissioners, speaking for and on behalf of the county residents, offers as follows: that the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby publicly commends and acknowledges and expresses gratitude to Jeff Farrington for serving the residents of Macomb County and engaged and dedicated member of Macomb County Board of Commissioners. Be it further proclaimed that a suitable copy of this presented to Jeff Farrington as testimony of the high esteem this Board of Commissioners holds for him. Jeff, would you please come up and receive this? Thank you, Jeff. Said, Jeff, your background and experience in this board was invaluable to us, and we're going to miss you, but we know you're going to go on to even further success, and we're going to call on you because we know we have these committees we appoint, and we might just call you back if you're willing to serve, but
Always.
please.
I'll just make it real quick. First of all, anyone that knows me knows I didn't write this. I've read books shorter than this thing. So when I spoke to Commissioner Hall about joining, I said, I don't want it to be anything like Lance. He goes, no, it's different here, really. Take my word on it. And it truly is. I think I've made some friends here. Everyone's been wonderful. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. God bless. Enjoy and do good for a county. We have a heck of a county. Take care. Thank you.
The third, and no means the least, Commissioner Veronica Klinefelt.
Watch yourself.
Veronica, it's been an honor to serve with you because you've been conscientious and attentive to every detail. And the Board of Commissioners has prepared this resolution in recognition of you as well, and I'm going to read that for you as well. Whereas public service and sincerity, honesty, and devotion are a cause for improving local government on behalf of the people is truly a mark of distinction and often but earned, but too frequently recognized. Whereas Veronica Klinefelt has served the citizens of Macomb County and the residents of her district with integrity as a member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners for the past 10 consecutive years. She has compiled a record of achievements as a spokesperson for and on behalf of all the people, specifically those in District 3 of East Point, Grosse Pointe Shores, St. Clair Shores, and Warren. Whereas Veronica Klinefelt was elected to her first 5 terms as County Commissioner in November of 2012, she served in various leadership roles for many committees, including the Audit Committee, Government Operations Committee, and the Finance Committee. As chair of the Finance Committee, she created budget workshops to more thoroughly review the department budgets through a thorough budget review. She served as the work groups. She served on the work groups to update the board rules, procedures, and was an integral part of those improvements. She is conscientious with a strong attention to detail and comes to meetings prepared, which fellow commissioners respected and relied on. Whereas Veronica Klinefelt also served as passionate and hardworking board president on the Macomb Association of Counties, she from 2019 to 20, and her term being extended to 2021. She was appointed to the board of directors of the National Association of Counties, or NACO, in 2019. Whereas a 30-year resident of Macomb County, Veronica Klinfelt's dedication to serving the community has gone above and beyond her role as commissioner. She served 6 years on the East Detroit School Board in 1998, where she meticulously reviewed the budgets and bills used her talent to expose significant fraud. She served honorably in many leadership positions, including 8 years on East Point City Council as Mayor Pro Tem, and 1 year as Roseville and East Point Recreation Authority. While serving in these capacities, she was a member of the Census 2000 Committee, Personnel Committee, and as well as a council liaison to the Recreation, Traffic, Safety, and Library and Senior Housing Committees, as well as the Downtown Development Authority. Veronica also was committed to ensuring that the county government operated efficiently and transparently and responsibly. She is a proud mother of 4 and a proud military daughter, wife, sister, and aunt of veterans of the United States Army and Marines. Her belief that there is nothing more patriotic than serving the community has been accomplished with humor and integrity. Whereas Veronica Klinfelt's commitment to her promise of scrutinizing budgets, bills, were constant factors throughout her tenure. As a devoted public servant for many years, Veronica Klinefelt made substantial contributions to the betterment of this community. She plans to continue these efforts in her next elected role as state senator for the residents of Miss Macomb County and the Senate District 11. Her passionate commitment, willingness to ask and discuss tough questions to all the issues that presented to the board, and her ability to understand and respond to concerns of people of Macomb County have made a substantial contribution to the betterment of the county. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that by the Board of Commissioners, speaking for and on behalf of all the county residents, offers by these that the Macomb County Board of Commissioners hereby publicly commends, acknowledges, and expresses gratitude to Veronica Klinefelt for serving the residents of Macomb County and as engaged and dedicated member of the Macomb County Board of Commissioners. Further, be it proclaimed that a suitable proclamation be presented to Veronica Klinefelt in testimony of the high esteem this Board of Commissioners has for her, and it's signed by myself. Veronica, that's a mouthful, but you've done a lot.
I'm not going to speak here because I'll speak under commission comments as I traditionally do. However, I didn't go through that the way that I should have, and I do have one more edit on it, only because I didn't want to edit my own, but my husband having served 10 years in the Air Force, if it says Marines in there and does not say Air Force, I might be in trouble at home, so we might have to fix that. Thank you.
Veronica, it would be nothing else but that. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. For members of the public, the rest of the meeting, we're going to be doing committee reports, and we're going to be voting on...
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
We've got to roast them. We have to speak about them. They're leaving us.
We can wait till Commissioner Campbell can do it. Go ahead.
No, I'll wait with
No, go
Commissioner
right
Klinefelt. No, I've got a story to tell, so we can do that later. These folks want to go home.
Let's save the best for last. Okay. But anyway, we're going to review this budget. We're going to be approving a lot of budget that have been already reviewed by this board previously. So this is the culmination of the earlier month's work. So be advised of that. Item 8 is appointments. We have a building authority appointments. I need a motion to concur with the appointments.
Support Klinefelt.
Any discussion, on any of those? Please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Very good. Item 9 is Internal Services Committee recommendations. I need a motion to approve the committee recommendations, item 9A through 9J.
Motion to approve Van Sickle.
Any discussion on any of those items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Thank you. Item 10 is Government Oversight Committee recommendations. I need a motion to approve items 10A through S. So moved. Any discussion on any of those items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Thank you. Item 11, Public Records and Public Safety Committee recommendations. I need a motion to approve items 11A through G.
Chair, I'd like to take 11A separate, please.
Okay, we'll separate 11A. I need a motion to approve 11B through G. All those in favor of those, say aye. Or no, please vote. Old school. Going back. Yeah. Yeah.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Okay, 11A, Commissioner Song. Do you want to, we'll take item A of the contract for WellPath Inmate Care Services, a 3-year contract for $24,547,419.
Motion to approve. Support Van Sickle.
Any discussion on that? Please vote.
Motion passes 11 to 1. Commissioner Song voting no.
Thank you. Item 12, Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee recommendations. Need a motion to approve 12A through I, 12I.
Commissioner, I'd like to separate A.
Okay. Any other separations? I'll take a motion to approve item 12B through I. You have a motion?
So moved. Support Farrington.
Any discussion on any of those items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Okay. Item 12A, I need a motion to approve the supplemental pension payment to retirees.
So moved.
Very good. Please vote.
Motion passes 11 to 0 to 1. Commissioner Perna abstaining.
Very good. Item 13, Public Service Committee recommendations. Need a motion to approve items 13A through L. Any discussion on any of those items? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12 to 0.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Item 14 is the presentations, the 2021-22 end of term report. On your desk, Commissioners, you have this pamphlet that our staff prepared. Our board chief of staff, Crystal, helped put this together for us. And It's just a year in review to give us something to look back on over our past term. As you recall, when we started this, a lot of these meetings were virtual. We were doing things from our computer desks, and we've moved on through the year, and we started the year off with losing 3 staff members. We had to hire 3 new staff members, and the board worked collectively to hire those new staff members and brought them on, as well as we had to train many new commissioners that came on board, and we pushed it along, and we worked quite well together. We have a saying around here, one team, one mission. And we've accomplished a lot together, working together collectively with each other, with the executive, with our countywide officers, to try to move the county forward, operate in put the county's best face forward and to do things responsibly. And all of you have shown leadership, because this board can't operate with just 1 or 2 people carrying the load. It has to be spread with all of us, because we all need to do our part to do the many functions that this county needs. And in the pamphlet there's just a brief snippet of the many things that all of your commissioners did for those at home, and the responsibilities that you all stepped up to chair committees, serving on work groups as part of this board, outside of the board. And it's really remarkable. And you're all to be commended. I didn't have to beg anybody to do anything. Everyone was active and wanted to participate. And we went on to do some things, and great things. The term achievements that we had, and there's a listing of just a handful of items there that we've accomplished. But, we worked together on a bipartisan basis. We've worked cooperatively with the relationship with the executive's office to move the ball forward for all of us. We passed 2 lean budgets unanimously, without any vetoes. That was a collective work of all of us working together to make a good product. We invested in roads and infrastructure and water quality. We oversaw the post-pandemic appropriations for COVID. There's still a lot of federal money coming into the system, and we had to approve a lot of contracts. And this board did it and stepped up to the plate and did it efficiently. We restructured the board staff, as I mentioned, and we helped the 54% turnover on the board last term. We don't have as many this time, but it was a lot of new faces coming on the board. But you all took to it, and you worked together to help move us all forward. We also transitioned into from remote to in-person meetings. These plexiglass things will be coming down over the winter break, so you can look forward to being rid of these cages that you're in, and we can get rid of those. And we also increased our outreach to the community. Our outreach to the community was significant in this the last couple of years, and it's a credit to all of you stepping up and being accessible. The increases in outreach, our district staff, our county staff here served 10 outside events, promoting the events and promoting the county in various ways. We've got, a lot more videos being viewed. We saw a 38% increase in public watching our meetings online. We had 30% more YouTube people following our meetings on YouTube. They're paying attention to what we're doing. We had over 200 posts, social media posts by this board put out, letting people know what this Board of Commissioners was doing on their behalf. And we had as a result of all this social media increase and outreach we've been doing, we've got about 20% more social media followers going on and following our board. And that's, again, a testament to what's happening around here. The public test investments, we invested $68 million in post-COVID contracts. $68 million, that's a lot of contracts that this board reviewed, took the time to review, and we did a good job of that. $98 million in road construction contracts approved in the last 2 years. $15.5 million in water infrastructure. And we just recently passed our second budget over $1 billion. This year's budget was $1.1 billion. This Board of Commissioners approved those contracts and budgets, and that's something to be commended. But we can't do all this without staff. We have a great team at this Board of Commissioners that we put together to help serve us. The board staff is to serve you and to serve your constituents and serve the county public and to help us all administer and do our job here properly and smoothly. When things go smooth, no one ever complains. When something goes wrong, people, say, what happened? because things go so smoothly around here, and it's a result of our staff, led by Crystal Richardson, our Chief of Staff, who's done an outstanding job of training the new employees that we brought in, the 3 new employees that we brought in, plus helping onboard all the new commissioners that came in during the last term, as well as managing the flow of information and budgets and agenda items that we have every day around here. And they're to be commended. Our Hutch Free, which we brought in, they did a lot of helping us social market ourselves and help us get that outreach that we spoke about a minute ago. They're part of this team, and they've done a good job helping us market ourselves. And our independent counsel, Pete Webster, is another key asset to us to help us advise us on legal questions that come up that we need independent counsel on, and he's served us well. Kyle McKee, our legislative director who works with us on the chairs, has done an outstanding job advising our committee chairmen and helping us prepare the budgets. Adriana, our able staff there, helps us manage the meetings, working with this failing system we have now, but we're looking forward to getting a brand new system over the holidays here that we won't have to have that system go down and have her panic when it does. Luke, our AV guy, he helps us out with the technology and AV work, does outstanding work to make things go smoothly around here. Mary Hare, our front desk person, who helps us provide recognitions for so many of us and answer phones and make sure we get the messages that we need. Is an excellent front desk person for us and is really a key part of the team. And she's also being cross-trained now to be a legislative assistant as well. So she's doing a great job. And Laura Murphy, our special projects coordinator, who provides the yoga on the hill, who helped prepare tonight's ceremony downstairs, and so many other special events that we do. Our team, we have a staff that are basically event planners. They put on these things, and they all come out smoothly because they take the time to prepare. And I just can't say enough good things about our team that we have here, that we've assembled, and they're definitely worthy of recognition. You know, we have 5.5 staff. We have 72 years of combined experience in Macomb County government on our staff right now. We have 84 years of combined experience in government as a total. We have 5 of them with at least bachelor's degrees, and 3 with MBAs or partial MBAs. They're working towards them. You know, they're a credit. And our legislative stats, you don't think about how many people say, oh, we go to a lot of meetings. Well, we do. We have gone to a lot of meetings. We've had 146 meetings of the Board of Commissioners in the last this term. We had 844 agenda items. A lot of long meetings, right? We approved 457 contracts, 183 budget amendments. We appointed 90 appointments, 90 people to various things. We passed 54 resolutions, 48 proclamations, and 12 ordinances. There's a lot of government going on around here, and it's all been done in a smooth, cooperative, respectful manner. We all have different, various political opinions on this board, and we come from different points of view. But we've always been respectful around here. We've always respected the other's opinions, and we didn't hold a grudge, and we treated each other with respect around here, and that added to the cooperation and what we were able to accomplish. We attended many conferences. As I mentioned, part of that outreach was going to, the MAC conferences or the Veterans of the Year or the many things that go on in our community, and that made it a little bit interesting. And not all these things happen in the Board of Commissioners, but they happen out in the community. We're looking forward to it. Next year we're going to add on another staff. This board approved another member of staff for the next term, and that person is going to help all of us, help all of you, with your constituent issues and your special projects. We're going to enhance our constituent management systems. We've got management systems in place to help us better manage the flow of information that come in here and help you serve your constituents a little bit better. We're looking forward to creating more social individual media content. Once we get our new equipment here, we'll be able to televise these meetings and send them directly to your communities, your individual districts, with a little snippet from you if you wish to have a little say-so about what the meeting was about in particular. We're going to expand our county outreach programs and improve our public access with our new AV system so that people can access our meetings more easily and readily. And then we're also going to work to clarify the department agenda items as we go forward. But we've done a lot in the last 2 years as working as a team, and I look forward to the next 2 years serving with all of you, and our new commissioners are coming on board, bringing their experiences and knowledge to the board. So want to thank you and take any questions. I don't see any hands. So we'll close that. I need item 15 is public participation. Anyone who wishes to speak on any item that they wish can come up. You have 3 minutes to speak on any subject matter you'd like.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm David Ellis. I'm the owner and president of Stabilicare and Stabilicare 2. I'd like to thank the Macomb County Community Mental Health Board for inviting my company to submit an RFP to provide specialized residential treatment to your most chronic, persistent, mentally ill folks, as well as developmentally disabled clients who suffer with severe behavioral problems. I want to also thank the board for granting us that particular contract to provide those services. And we're ready to get started on that, and we've done a few assessments, and we have some folks now that have been in the hospitals, which I'll comment on in reference to the length of stay that's happening, which due to COVID, the whole mental health system is now being revamped. So we're part of the old school regime, and my partners and I have been doing this a long time together as clinicians and mental health providers. But I wanted to just bring a quick awareness to some budgetary issues. Most counties, including Macomb, currently have a laundry list or a lengthy list of consumers that are currently in inpatient psychiatric settings. Those settings are coming directly out of the budget in reference to payment to the hospitals to the tune of $900 to $1,500 a day. There's probably anywhere between 50 and 70 clients just in Macomb County now that have been in inpatient settings for over 3 months, some up to 6 months, and those settings are really designed for short-term stabilization, which is nobody's really fault other than the fact there's no services in the community. So I wanted to just introduce myself and my company and assure you that our agenda and our focus is to work with your most chronic and persistent consumers that have mental health issues and developmental disability issues, and help them be placed in residential settings that are appropriate and deliver a quality service to your county and your consumers.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else wish to be heard under public participation on any subject you'd like? Please come forward. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, George Brumbaugh. As I told you the other day, I am the president of the Macomb County Retirees Association, as well as the retiree representative on the Retirement Commission. On behalf of myself and Mr. Kalkofen, who serves as a director on the association, we want to thank you for your support that you've shown tonight by your unanimous vote to provide supplemental payments to the retirees, which will number 1,973 people will be receiving a check. Thank you very much. It means something to everyone and a lot to the retirees. So thank you. Appreciate your cooperation and your recognition, and special thank you to Mr. Hoff for shepherding this through the Retirement Commission, bringing it here, and to everyone who supported it. And on a personal note, I see my good friend Mr. Perna's back. I now live in his district with the redistricting. So, Jim, I'll be counting on you. Commissioner Klinefelt, you and I already had a discussion about something you can help out with retirees up at the state. You know what I'm talking about. Mr. Kraft, thank you, because he voted no the other day, and he changed his vote. So, you know, a man with an open mind is always good to see. And I do appreciate that. You know, when I talked to Jim the other day, he reminded me, and it was like, oh no. he reminded me when there was 26 commissioners here, and I was at the head table, which used to be over there. Those were the best of times and the worst of times. And tonight was a good night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, since my name was mentioned.
No, sorry, public participation does not allow you to give you the right to speak. It's their time. Anyone else want to be heard under public participation?
Thank you. My name is Sarah Lucido. I would like to thank everyone who did a great job setting up the reception downstairs today. I really appreciate it. My family really appreciate it. But really the reason why I'm here today is just to congratulate Veronica. She's always been a true leader in our community, and I'm so excited and proud of her, and I can't wait to see what she moves on to do in Lansing for us here in Macomb County. So I just wanted to really quick just congratulate her and say thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else under public participation wish to be heard? Anyone else?
Hi there, my name is Fred Hubner. I'm with the Macomb Foster Closet. We rent space from the county, about 5,000 square feet, at the old Washington Elementary School, which is currently your family resource center, one of your 2 family resource centers. I also happen to live in South Warren near your other family resource center, the Max Thompson facility. These facilities are fantastic resources for the entire community. I think it's especially a good thing that there's one located in Mount Clemens, has someone who grew up in Mount Clemens from birth to age 20. It's certainly one of our more communities in need. And working at the Foster Closet on a regular basis, multiple times a week with our other 55 volunteers, we see people walking into that facility on a relatively daily basis, not even necessarily driving, but actually walking to get their services, whether it be rent assistance, utility assistance, food pantry, any number of other services, utilizing your early on child daycare services, Head Start programs, and other federally funded subsidized programs that occur out of that place. Obviously, we benefit from being there, as does the other nonprofits that are in the building, including homelessness services and things of that nature. Everybody in the building, including the county, has received eviction notices to be out of the building by the end of June. This is a significant change. We've known basically things have been up in the air for years now, what's going to happen, but we've always had hope that the school district and the county would come to some resolution, since that building has successfully operated as a family resource center for so long. But now that we've received these eviction notices, and that includes the daycare program, Head Start program, weatherization programs, utility assistance, everything has received eviction notices to be out of the building. It really puts in jeopardy these services for the Mount Clemens community and the central and north sections of Macomb County, and those other nonprofits like ourselves, the Macomb Foster Closet, who operate there. We service over 1,200 foster children a year out of that facility. We do it completely with the volunteer staff. No one gets paid. There are no stipends. We're in the building 4 to 7 days a week to service those clients. We do Easter baskets, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, all of their clothes, personal hygiene products, bikes, basically because these are the most neglected and abused children in our entire community. They're the ones most in need, and also because they're wards of the court. When we as a community decide to take children out of homes and make them wards...
You have 1 minute.
Tracking it down here too. That makes them the responsibility of every member, of every citizen of Macomb County, because we've chosen to take them out of their home. So we have a collective responsibility to care for all of the foster children in the county. At any given time, we have approximately 550, but we also service beyond Macomb County. We're the largest non-DHHS contracted foster agency in the entire state of Michigan. So we do a great job. We do it for $14 per kid. We're very good at what we do. We appreciate being partners with you in the county and DHHS, but we hope that you can come to some resolution with the school district to continue to have that be a family resource center, both for us and for all the other services for the entire county. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard under public participation? One more time, public participation. Anyone wish to be heard? Last time. Anyone else wish to be heard? Seeing none, we'll close public participation. Next item is commissioner comments. Let's see. Commissioner Song.
Thank you, Chair. I promised my kids I would tell a joke. So why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide.
I never heard that one before.
I also want to thank my family for being here. A lot of them had to leave, so they weren't able to join us, but this is being recorded, so I just want to thank them for taking the time to come tonight to see me get sworn in, especially my brother, who actually drove here 4 hours from Ohio and had to drive back. 2020 looked vastly different when I was first elected to office. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. My youngest daughter was 23 months old, and my oldest was 8, and I have 2 in between. There was an executive order, only 25 people allowed to gather outdoors with masks on. And so we gathered in the ice freezing cold so that I could be sworn into office on December 5th, 2020. My kids and my husband and my family by my side. My mom was wrapped up in a giant blanket. She was huddled between my sisters. But my celebratory win was short-lived. 24 days later, I watched my mom, Dervang, on a live video feed, take her last breath in the hospital alone while I was thousands of miles away. My mom left this world on December 28, 2020, December 8th being my father's birthday, and he had left us 6 years prior. Loved ones have been taken away, not just from me, but from all of us, especially those that don't have access to quality health care or had underlying issues, gone too soon. To get through those difficult first days and weeks and months after her death, I focused on learning as much as I could about this job, doing the best that I could. I was chosen by the people in my district to do this, and it was time to get to work. I believe that all of it happened to me so that I could become a stronger person, to be more appreciative of what I once had and what I will continue to work towards. If she were here today, she would probably not approve of me wearing this traditional ethnic attire. That this was the one few piece of clothing that she brought with her. She would have said, I brought you to a rich country, to America, so that you could be more American, not to be more Hmong. Perhaps she would have wanted me to dress in something that was considered normal in others' eyes, so as to not draw attention to oneself, to not be different, just to fit in. For years, Asian American women and people of color's perspective and experiences have been absent from all levels of government. But I will continue to honor her, her legacy, and her wish for a better and equal future for her children. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Song. Commissioner Perna.
General public and commissioners, I was a commissioner here many, many years ago, and I was sworn in last month, and it's changed a lot, but I'm looking at these commissioners that are here right now, and from what they have accomplished in this last couple of years, and hopefully I can bring something to the table as well. But I have to commend the commissioners for what they've accomplished in this past year or 2 years. And I look very, very forward to contributing through my experience as a previous commissioner and my background. That I look forward to it, and Happy New Year to everybody.
Thank you, Commissioner Perna. Vice Chairman Ha.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to know in the process here, is Veronica going to speak?
Oh, you can count on it.
Then I'm going to really temper my remarks, especially when she talks after me. Jeff, first let me say it's always been a pleasure, my friend. Most people don't know Jeff and I have the same birthday. And I'm the only Democrat he's ever invited to his Republican Texas Hold'em Christmas party. We served in Lansing together, didn't always agree, but always had respect for each other, talk to each other, work things out, voted in opposite directions, but his experience on this board has just been valued by me, so I want to thank you for that. And this is where it gets risky. Veronica. We have been in local government probably 25 years together. When she was in East Point, I was in Roseville. We talked quite a bit about the good, the bad, the ugly. That's why I said I want to be very careful what I say, because she speaks after me. She is a leader. And I just want to forewarn Lansing, here she comes. And there's very few people I know that digs into issues and deals with facts and logic to the point that she can really talk your ear off. And many a conversation my wife knows, she knows, they would end with 2 Tylenol. And then we get in here and try to fix it. And some of the issues that we've gone through in the last 2 years have been unique, if not first-time issues in this county that are in the process of being fixed. And throughout all of the comments that our chairman had raised about the accomplishments we made this year, he missed one very important fact. That was with his leadership, that these things have taken place with the commissioners together. So I want to personally congratulate you, Don. He's a Republican and I'm a Democrat, in case people don't know that. But you would never know that when you hear us talk, because we can agree to disagree, we can move on together and work things out, and that's exactly the one mission, one goal, one team that he's trying to put in place. So my congratulations to you, Chairman. Lastly, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Thank my wife for being here. One of our dear friends, they're having a purchase of toys with cops tonight. I invited her to attend, and she said, no, I'm going to Harold swearing in. And the response was, haven't you gone to enough of those yet? So, and that was my friend that said that. So, Senator, want to wish you the best. I don't need to say give him hell up there, because that's going to come natural. God bless you and your family. Thank you too, Jeff. That's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Haw. Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was holding it together real well until Commissioner Song spoke. We've both lost our mothers in this term, and it's been just, this has been our first swearing-in ceremony without our mothers, and they're very impactful and important in our lives. And I was doing just fine earlier with my family, and now if I lose it, I apologize in advance. So I'm going to tell some jokes. Jeff, I appreciate serving with you. I've heard so many stories of you being in Lansing. The quote that I will forever have in my mind is everybody loves free money, which is what you spoke at a committee in Lansing one day. And I think you spoke it here one time, maybe just to me, but I will forever keep that ingrained in my brain. I appreciate your service and your knowledge and your wisdom. I think it's made me a better commissioner to take a bigger look at everything that we assess. To Julie, who's not here, I thank her too. Her time here was short, but impactful and meaningful, and I've learned a lot from her as well. Veronica, so she's been my seatmate for 2 terms now, 4 years. We were cut a little short because of COVID, so we were virtual. But I remember my 2nd term, we had different makeup of the board, different chair, and I was sat next to Veronica, and it was kind of a joke, kind of a punishment, and I took that in stride because I can take a hit. So I said, all right, she's a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and I value every meeting, every conversation that we have had over these last 4 years, whether it be about personal stuff, whether it be about commission stuff, whether it be about the greater realm of politics. These stupid things you see all of us sneaking back all the time for mini conversations, because I'm asking her questions, she's asking me questions, and we're bouncing ideas off of each other, whether it's before or after, during meetings, and I am going to miss that terribly. But we're both going to be in Lansing, and she has a history of being able to get to Lansing in her car, but not being able to get back. So I'm never going to carpool with her in her car. We're going to have to take mine. And I'm going to miss our Army-Navy battles every year. It's only fitting that Army wins on the year that you're going out. But we did sit through some mundane things. The bylaws committee, you and I shredded that sucker, and she did probably about 75% of the work, I'm not going to lie. But we worked really well together and digging deep on that when really nobody else did. We sat through budget committees where we shredded the budget same way. And just your knowledge and your perspective has made me a better person and a better commissioner. But I will say that you would have had a lot fewer attack ads in your Senate run had you voted like I did more often. But with that, Veronica, I am going to miss you terribly. I'm just a phone call away, and I'm going to be calling you often. Good luck in Lansing. Give them hell. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Kraft. Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you, Chair. I'll keep mine quick. First, thank you to the staff that put together everything downstairs. It was awesome. I was not for sure what to expect because when I was sworn in, we could only have a couple people with us. So this was a good experience. To Jeff, I didn't know what to expect when I walked in, and I looked at where I was sitting, and I was like, okay, this, I don't know. I'm not for sure. I was just didn't know what to expect, but it has been a complete pleasure to sit next to Commissioner Farrington. I can ask him anything, no matter if we agree or disagree. He only tells me the facts. And he will put in his opinion, which I appreciate, but he completely sticks to the facts, and he continues to give me knowledge that I didn't have prior. So I completely appreciate you. And I just want you to know that I have your number stored. So this is not the last that you hear from me. Do not ignore me because I will continue to call and text. Julie, who's not here, but I get to speak with her often. I valued her as well, and her leadership and her knowledge as well. To Veronica, Commissioner Klinefelt, I feel like we have a friendship that cannot be broken. She is a true leader and a true example for all of us, but especially for women in politics, because so many times you, as a woman, you feel like maybe you shouldn't say this, maybe you shouldn't say that. But if you look at Veronica, just say it. Just say it. Whatever comes after just comes. But thank you for being that example for me and for us on this board. I truly appreciate it. And to the next 2 years, we will see what comes. But thank you all for everything that you have deposited in me, the knowledge and the friendship over these past 2 years. I truly appreciate it. And for all of you that come to the Christmas parade, I hope you are prepared for next year because it's coming. Heated gloves. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Commissioner Wallace. Commissioner Sabatini.
Thank you, Chair. I've been short-winded all week, so hopefully my voice just came back really, truly today. So luckily it happened for this meeting. But at this term, when I came back, I didn't really know what to expect because I was a little nervous, to say the least, because there were so many new faces on this board. But for the commissioners that are going out, you've all stepped up, and even the new commissioners that have come on board and are continuing, along with our staff. And when I talked to Don about, we used to do one of these, year in review reports, and this would be a great idea because really this term and what we've gone through between remote meetings to in-person to plexiglass behind us to you name it, passing a budget that's over $1 billion for the first time in this county are just remarkable accomplishments. Commissioner Matuzak, I know she's not here, but she she was a real inspiration in this board. She fought for a lot of things that were true to her constituents, and I respect her for that. Veronica, we served for a number of years before. I know when I left years ago, you spoke about me and our relationship. We didn't get a lot of time together, and this year we were able to connect a lot more. And obviously now, you're leaving. When I came back, the whole board staff had a changeover, so I'm like, I'm coming back and everyone's leaving. What's going on here? So, and Commissioner Farrington, I mean, I'm really going to miss you. I mean, you've just been just a solid leader here. Your help with the budget, everything that you've done for this board, and we're losing a lot of strength here, and the new commissioners that are coming on board, you've got big shoes to follow. So I wish you all the best. You have my number. Please call me. Please stay in touch. And Merry Christmas to everybody, and have a Happy New Year. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Sabatini. Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. I think this has all been said, but I have to agree. Commissioner Farrington he's had so much wisdom for us in a lot of areas, and he speaks for a short period of time, which is also helpful with a lot of us talking. He'll be missed. Matuzak just has a wealth of knowledge. She spoke a little longer. Then someone else talked quite a long time, but she was also full of knowledge. But Klinefelt, Commissioner Klinefelt, when I came on as a new person, also there were 8 of us. I think there were 8 of us. She kind of taught me the ropes. It didn't matter that she was a Democrat and I was a Republican. We're just people, and that was what's great about this board. And we could really accomplish things because we were here for the people. And we all respect each other. And sometimes we get a little miffed at each other, but then the next time we come to work, we're here and we're working for the people again. And we care about each other. And we might get a little miffed again about something, but it doesn't matter. We're here, we're doing our job. And if there's a problem or a situation, we want to help the person, each of us. We care about each other and respect each other. That's just it. And we want to take care of our citizens. And I so appreciate Veronica taking the time to explain things and all that she did for me. And then slowly we learned how to do stuff. And so for the new commissioners coming on, anybody will help you. People will treat you the same way if you just talk to us and ask us or whatever you want. That's just how it's done here. And the leadership has been great. And I look forward to another 2 years and looking forward to accomplishing more stuff and that's necessary for our citizens. Thank you, Chair. And have a blessed Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Commissioner Klinefelt.
Well, a couple of things. There's been a lot of dynamics on the board. Commissioner Wallace, Zong, and Matuzak and I have sort of been like the 4 musketeers running around and paying attention to everything that's going on here. Is 4 Democratic women. It's just been a nice little bonding experience. And obviously, Harold and I, we've known each other for years. He liked me a lot more before he served with me. But I'm pretty sure that those 2 Tylenol may have come with a martini as well. I'm assuming. So, Commissioner Kraft, I kind of feel like he's my adopted son, and I've told him that. And I have really enjoyed he's my favorite Republican. I've really enjoyed the discussions that we've had over the years. We've talked about family. We've talked about a lot of things that don't have anything to do with being on the Board of Commissioners, and I think we've developed a very strong relationship because of that. So I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss all of you tremendously. I've enjoyed this experience. I'm not sure about where I'm headed. This is something I feel very comfortable with. I know what I'm doing. You guys know that I'm always like, well, wait a minute, you got to do this, you got to do this. You guys are going to be glad to get rid of me and all my advice. So I'm going to give you the three that you've heard over and over again from me. I'm going to say one more time before I leave because it's my last opportunity. Number one, if we expect administration to go out to bids every so many years and see what's out there, we ought to do the same with our attorney because we beat them over the head when they don't. And if we're going to ask them to do it, we should do it as well. Number two, you all know how I feel that the board needs its own lobbyists so that you know what's going on in Lansing. I think the fact that we didn't even know 4-year terms were up in Lansing being discussed had I not brought it back from MAC is an indication that we need somebody up in Lansing that's reporting back to us. And number three, and I talked to Joe at great length after the meeting about this. I've brought it up several times. Even put it on the agenda. I think it was Harold's agenda, and it was crickets. I didn't get anybody's input on it, so I let it go. We paid for an audit, and I think you guys have a legal obligation to demand that audit, and I would like to see you do that. Wasn't able to accomplish it while I was here. I wasn't able to get people motivated on it, but as far as I'm concerned, you paid for a product. There was a contract that said you'd be the first one to get that product. I think everybody and their brother has that product. I think the people that were being investigated have that product. You deserve to have the product, and so do the residents in Macomb County. And when you do send that letter and that auditing firm sends you over that audit, I would like to have a copy of it because I put a lot of work into that. So I want you all to know you're going to love Sarah. You're just going to be like, oh my gosh, thank God Veronica's gone. Sarah's so good. Sarah's so good. Just don't call me and tell me, but I already know. Sarah is wonderful. She has a much better demeanor than I do. I watch her meetings and I call her up and yell at her on the phone. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You guys are really going to enjoy her. And I have one more edit for my proclamation. So I'm going to be calling in because I was going to make fun of Dawn for calling it the Macomb Association of Counties, but it says that in the proclamation as opposed to the Michigan Association of Counties. So Don didn't make a mistake. I know everybody thought Don made a mistake there. He did not make a mistake. Anyway, Commissioner Farrington, I have really admired the way you came in here. Right out of the gate, I could tell he knows. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's reading. He understands what he's reading. He knows what to ask. And I really look for that in a commissioner. And I think that your knowledge is going to be missed up here. And so I'm sad to see you go. And I've enjoyed every once in a while when there'd be a mistake or something, I'd look up and he'd be looking right at me. We both thinking the same thing and we both knew what we were thinking. So I've enjoyed that. The last thing is my husband. My husband, you know, Commissioner Kraft told a joke, and I'll tell you what it is. My first day in Lansing, the first day I go up there after I'm elected, and I started the car, I went in and I got my coffee, and you shouldn't be able to do this, but I left the keys on the counter, and I got in the car and I drove to Lansing. And I had to call my husband. I said, honey, I left the keys at home. I even called home to make sure both sets of keys were there. He says, geez, that's too bad. I don't know how you're going to get home. And then I told him how I was going to get home, but without even so much as complaining, he jumped in his car and drove an hour and 45 minutes to hand me a set of car keys so that I could come home. And in anybody that knows my family, and Sarah knows this, that man puts out fires every week because the rest of us are just circling around in absolute chaos. Every one of us, we're in chaos. Either we're leaving our phone in Salt Lake City at the airport, or we're leaving our driver's license and credit card on the airplane. or it's broken cars. It's one chaotic thing after another. And he keeps this family going. He's the reason I'm able to do this and have you all think I know what I'm doing. If you saw me at home, you'd be like, oh my gosh, what would she do without him? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be able to do it without him. I owe him everything, and I just want to say thank you, honey, and I love you. And the rest of you, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Klinefelt. Commissioner Farrington.
Thank you, Chair. I wasn't going to say anything, but I guess I'd remiss without saying a few words. First of all, we should understand that we have a really good county here, good administration. We don't always agree, especially the board and the administration, but it's a very well-run county. And for those administrators and department heads that are listening, I'm proud to say Macomb is my home, at least for now. And a couple of things, you know, when Phil said he had some stories to tell, I did get a little nervous because he and Harold were in Lansing with me, and believe me, there were plenty of stories he could have said and he didn't, so I appreciate that. And where him and Veronica are talking and debating, I'm passing Antoinette notes all the time, making jokes if anyone talks more than 2 minutes. So it's a little bit different on this side of the table. It's truly been a pleasure. And those that, you know, politically don't agree, whether it be Julie or Antoinette or whomever, we did it with respect, and I love that. I love that. This country has gone way too far with diametric opinions without listening to the other side. For gosh sake, I wish the state and the country could do a little bit more what this board has done. And I have truly enjoyed my last 2 years here, and I'll miss this job. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Farrington. Commissioner Van Sinkle.
Thank you, Chair. I wasn't going to say anything, but I didn't want to be left out, so the only thing I can really say is that I agree with all the comments of my fellow commissioners, and I would like to just wish them all and everybody in the room to have a good, happy, and a safe holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. These commissioners may come and go, but you're still part of the Macomb County alumni. We all have your addresses. We all have your phone numbers. We know where you work, Veronica. We'll come ask. We'll be there.
Point of order, Chair.
With or without a lobbyist, we'll be there.
Point of order, Chair. I just changed my phone number. You can't reach me.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll let it go. But anyway, again, thanks for your service, all of the outgoing commissioners. You're remarkable. Your heart's in the right place. You're here for the right reason. You're not doing this job to get rich, Lord knows. It's a good thing that you're here, and we look forward to continued relationships with you wherever you go, because we'll need you. Thank you. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Oh, but one more thing. I forgot. Our friend and colleague Joe Romano couldn't be with us tonight. I want to give us a pause for a moment of silence for his sister had passed away, and so he couldn't be here with us tonight. So let's give a moment of silence to remember Commissioner Romano's sister. Thank you. Someone want to be the first one to ask for adjournment as Joe Romano would? Very good. All those in favor, please vote. Meeting's adjourned. Have a good evening. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.